video, we'll see how to prepare your LLM model of your own. So we'll use the Python code for the same. So the steps we'll do it is first we'll verify the installation of the required libraries, and then we'll download and prepare the datasets and create a pre-trained model, and then train it and evaluate the model. So let's begin. I've already done the coding for all, so let me go quickly. So first let's check all the required libraries are installed or not. So we can just have a quick look on this one, verify installation. So I'll just run this code, verify installation, and it should return the CUDA versions. If not, then we may have to install that. So yeah, this is the one installed on my machine. This is true, and this is the required CUDA, which is basically GPU on my machine. Okay, so if GPU is not there, then it may work on CPU. It may take longer time, but it will work. But otherwise, at least you need yeah, you can check like this. Okay, and I'll just show you in my machine. I have a nice GPU, NVIDIA G4, so I'll be using this for my model creation. Now let's come to dataset preparation. Okay, so this is a small, very quick Python code, and here what we are doing is we are downloading the tiny stories. So here we are taking tiny stories, around 10,000 stories, and we are loading in datasets and then tokenizing it using GPT-2 model. So I'll tell you why GPT-2, because in our further creation of the models also we'll be using the type GPT, which is an model type will be mini GPT, because I'm running it on my local laptop. Okay, and once this dataset is created, then it will create a trained dataset now. So let's run this very quickly and see how it works. So Python, and yeah, it may take a while to download the data and all. Data shows 10,000 stories and all, and it will create a respective files over here. So it's still working. Let's pause. Yeah, so I think this got created, so we can see the respective folders has been created. Perfect. I'll move to the next one. So now let's try to view the datasets. Okay, so this data what is created right now, if you open say training datasets, it's an arrow file, right? What we can't see, and just in the knowledge it won't be visible. So what if we want to see it visibly, what kind of data we have? So let's run this. So I'll not go through this code. I'll anyway provide all the code in my description below, but I'll just quickly try to run it. Okay, so let me see, and it will convert this data, arrow data type, into probably either text form or the CSV form. Yeah, so it created text form and CSV form both. So I can just quickly run here and say this is the text form. And also I can open the so I opened the CSV file in this Excel page, and over here what you can see it is these are the like text. Okay, and over here these are the attention mask basically. Okay, I didn't mean to wrap it, but yeah, I can just to control it anyway. So these are the text what we are seeing, and then these are the respective attention mask, which is basically the padding of 128 characters what we are thinking. I also open it in a text file, and this is the file what I have got. So now I'll go back quickly to my IDE, and over here so this is done. Now I will create a GPT model, right? Our LLM model, in fact, we can say. So here also I just run this code and say, for example, in gpt.py. It may take a while to create the models, and over here you should see the model. No, I think it will come when we train the model, right? So after running this, we have to now train the model, and it will call this it is importing mini gpt over here as mini gpt config. So these are the classes from mini gpt. Okay, so these are the classes. One is this, other is this, and then when we train the model, so after these classes it will use the train. So let me start the training in parallel. So it will take a time, it take a while, and in parallel I'll try to explain what is happening here. Train mini gpt. So yeah, it will take a while. In the meantime, let me quickly explain you. So here it will it sets the training arguments and all, and then it initiates the trainers over here, and at the end it will save the model to the mini gpt model, which will come in my current folder over here. So these are all the cache and all it's creating, but the file model also creates. So mini gpt output and also model will come. So it's still creating the model, and I like to show you something over here interesting, that we are using the gpu by default over here. So if CUDA is there installed, which means we have a GPU which supports our machine supports GPU. Otherwise, it will fall back to CPU. Prefer GPU because it will be much better. So that's what I was showing at the start. So this is my GPU, NVIDIA GPU. So if you see, all of a sudden the moment I triggered it, the usage of GPU is almost go 100%. Please note that you should keep a track of the GPU memory. You should not go 100% full over here 4 GB, and it may hang and your machine may get stuck. So try to restrict it to what, some 80%, 90% max. Okay, but anyway, for me it's very less. It's mostly the utilization in terms of the 3D rendering and all is what's using. So it may take a while. So we may have to wait for another, like it may take up to half hours or so. But for me, it should take probably half an hour, and then we'll get back. So let's wait. Okay, so it is still taking time, but in the meantime, I'll just like to quickly explain the other part of the code, which is last part is evaluate. So once done that, so once the model is generated, we run this code to evaluate our GPT model, and this will do nothing but it will just take the model. That means GPT model what is created, the tokenizer, the respective tokenizer. So here, if you have noticed in the dataset itself, we have used this tokenizer, right, which is the GPT-2 based tokenizer. So that will also get saved in this at the end of this code in the tokenizer gets also saved in this model. So that's what we'll fetch from the tokenizer, and then model again it will run on GPU. That's what we are trying to force here, and we'll give some prompt. We're hard coding it, but you can take this as an input from the user, and then we'll convert this prompt into an input based on the tokenizer, and then we'll get a respective output generated over here, and then we'll get a generated text by the tokenizer. Will decode it, and then we'll print that. That's all. So let this model gets created, and then we can run this particular code also very quickly. So let's go back to train the model, and we are still waiting for mini GPT model to come over here. So let's wait over here. Perfect. So if you see the, it has gone drastically down the GPU usage, and if you come here, you can see our model mini GPT output has been created, and now we'll do is we'll evaluate. We will check the model validation. So let me run this Python and evaluate mini GPT, and I'm running that model. And over here, this is a starting prompt. Once upon a time, so I'm just expecting the model to complete this particular prompt. And here, this is my data set, right, which I showed earlier. And there are lots of once upon a time, so I'm not sure which one it will return. So it's return any one of these once upon a time story. So let's go back and see what it basically shows. So it says, once upon a time there was a little girl named Lily, and she was very happy and blah blah blah. I went to the park. It truncates because we have given the maximum length of 40 tokens. So that's all it truncates. So that's all I wanted to show in this quick video, that how easy it is. I hope this is so, and thank you.